Okay, so today I'm making some beef and cheese and onion enchiladas. I don't know why I'm talking so slow. Probably because I'm trying to chop onions at the same time. You know, it's like trying to chew gum and walk at the same time. So I am one of my grandfather's caretakers. I live with him, but I have weekend and night duties. I said duty. And so that means I prepare his meals on the weekends. So he likes traditional Spanish food, not necessarily Mexican food, but you know, it's all kind of merged. You know, he's been on this earth for 97 years, so he likes his food a particular way. But since my grandmother passed away, he's very critical of everyone's cooking. So I'm just gonna leave those onions, and I'm not even gonna brown these onions. They're just gonna go right into the enchiladas. I personally like the little bit of crunch when you make enchiladas. So I have also going on, I'm going to make some calabasitas, and it is corn, some zucchini, and just some green chili chopped up. So it's a real simple dish. You just heat everything together, and it's called calabasitas. That's all I've ever known it by. All right, so for the enchiladas, oh, and I'm also gonna be making some Spanish rice, but I'm gonna do it the modern way. I have a rice cooker, and I'm just using this caldo de tomato, or I'm not very good at Spanish, so forgive me. And this is just tomato bouillon with chicken flavor, and I just use a cube of that in my rice. But I make sure the cube is dissolved in hot water before I add it to my rice. Some people use fresh tomatoes, canned tomatoes, but I'm doing it the easy way. All right, so my hot water for the tomato bouillon is going, so let me grab that. So as you can see, I just added some boiling water to that cube of tomato. And then I just kind of crush it up to get it dissolved in there. All right. So that's dissolved. And then I'm gonna rinse this off and use it also for my hamburger meat. So what's gonna go on in my enchiladas are going to be, of course, you have to have corn tortillas. I'm not going to roll these like traditional enchiladas. I'm making just a casserole type because it's fast and it's easy. First thing I'm gonna do is ground my beef, and I'll do that off camera. Okay, so while that's heating up and browning, I'm going to go ahead and cut some of my zucchini for the calabasitas. And I'm not sure if you can see this on camera. I'll probably move it a little bit. Ooh, don't get dizzy, don't get dizzy. Okay, here we go. And I just cut a zucchini in half. And since I'm only making for one, I'm just going to use a little bit of it. And for calabasitas, some people like more zucchini, some people like more corn, some people like more green chili. I like to try to get a good consistency. So I'm just gonna chop this. Still have some onion on there, that's okay. It's all vegetables. put these in the hot pan with some oil to get them a little bit cooked inside. That's what I'm going to use today. And like I said, this is just for my grandpa's lunch today. So I'm just going to put a little bit of oil, not too much. And I'm actually using sunflower oil. I ran out of my olive oil, but sunflower oil will work just as good. Okay, so I'm going to get that nice and hot. So again, I'm making this Spanish rice in the rice cooker, and I'm just using half a cup, and then so that means I'm going to need a whole cup of liquid. So I have a little bit here, but I kind of eyeball it. Once I put it into the rice cooker, I just make sure there's a good level of liquid over the rice. So I'm going to pour that into my rice cooker. And I'm going to take my wonderful tomato juice. All right, so here's the rice cooker pan. So you can see the rice in there, and I have some really good liquid in there. There's a piece of, I'll have to wash this again, but there's a piece of that cube that's not totally dissolved. I'm going to smash it down and get it mixed. Or else I'll have a big blob when I get this rice done, and I don't want that. So, all right, I'll have to rinse that again. Set it right there. So, and then I just put my rice cooker on. So I got my hamburger meat going, and I'm just going to brown that off. I forgot I moved the camera. So there it is. My son's friend gave me a microphone, but I just need the adapter to work on my iPhone. So I had to go to Best Buy and get an adapter. So that way you guys can hear me better. And I know in my second video with my garden and my dog Danger, you probably couldn't hear me because of the sprinkler, or the water hose, I should say. So I'll get better, I promise. Stick with me. It'll get better. So then I just use the bag cheese. All right, my pan should be nice and hot for the zucchini. And this is sunflower, so it might be a little bit splatter. So, sorry, phone. You can hear it sizzling. That should be good. Sorry, I moved the phone. Didn't make you dizzy again. All right, so I'm gonna let that go. So I'm gonna pop these into the microwave just for a few seconds, maybe 10 to 15. So my meat, I'm gonna move the camera a little bit, don't get a headache. So my meat is done, and I'm not gonna drain it because I like to leave a little bit of that beef goodness juice in there for the enchiladas, so it won't dry out the corn tortillas. All right, and as you can see, I'm gonna move this so you can see better. I have my corn tortillas, and at this time I forgot to add my seasoning to the beef, so I'll add that real quick. And I just used some oregano, cayenne pepper, and cumin. So you can add as little or as much as you like to taste. I like more of the beef flavor in my enchiladas, so I'm not going to do too much spices. Another reason why I don't use a lot of spices is because I'm using this canned enchilada sauce, and it has a lot of flavor in it. This is no advertisement, but this is the one I use, Las Palmas. Okay, because this one's pretty tasty. I do know how to make homemade red chili, but you know, that takes a blender, and then again, I'm all about time. So I just put a can, whoops, dropped my teaspoon, and I just put a can in here. So what I'm going to do is put a little bit on the bottom, because I don't want my corn tortillas to dry out, because I'm going to bake them. And I just bake them at like 350 to 400. I don't know where you guys live. I live at high altitude. If I put it on too high, then it'll burn. So I just put it on low and let it cook a little bit longer. And I got my zucchini going. It looks wonderful. So once I get this, you know, I like those crispy bits of pieces that are in there. And I'm just going to simmer this until dinner's ready. Just put the corn in and the green chilies. I'm not sure if I'm going to use all of these. And you can add more zucchini if you want. I probably added a little bit more, too much corn, but you know, it's still tasty. All right, so I'm gonna let that simmer until I get the enchiladas done. So I think I'm going to just kind of, I have these wonderful scissors that I can just cut. So I'm gonna probably make a patch work of this, but you know what? It's food. It all goes in one place when you put it in your mouth, right? All right, so then I add a little bit of the red enchilada sauce, and I need a spoon. Spread it around, and the rest will go on the top. Okay, I know you guys are going, you missed a spot, because that's what I do when I watch videos. But you know what? It's okay. Just observe and have some fun. All right, so there's that. So then I go ahead and just put my onions down. And we love onions. I know a lot of people don't like onions. Oh, I shouldn't say a lot. I know a few people that don't like onions. We happen to love them. And I make most dishes with some onion. Okay. All right. So then I'm going to add my beef, and just going to go ahead and spread that around. All right. I forgot to preheat my oven. You know what? This is really hard to do on camera because I forget things. Like normally I just go about my business and just automatically know how to put things on. All right. All right, and then next comes the wonderful cheese. I don't put too much in the middle. I put some on the outside, 5 minutes, the last 5 minutes of baking in the oven. All right, so I'll probably get some more cheese to put on the top. But see, I'm not putting a lot. But again, I like getting the corn tortilla because I don't like the crunchy bits of the corn tortilla. Okay, put that down. All right. I have a little bit of onions left over. I'm just gonna put them on for good measure. All right. Don't want to let anything go to waste. All right. So there's that. So next I'm gonna go ahead and put my next layer on. This is kind of the messy part because I'm gonna dip it in so that it has some on the underside and just a light coat. And I have my bits and pieces I'll put over there. Yes, I will be making this later on for me and my husband. Okay. So next, I make sure I get the ends, like I said, no crunchy corn tortillas. And if some people like crunchy tortillas, but they're kind of hard to chew when you're baking them. You know, if you're frying them, you know, for tacos or whatever, it's great, but I'm not frying this, so I want to make sure I get all those. Okay. All right. And that's it. And like I said, I'm going to add, I was trying not to make a mess, and look what I did over here. And some onion. All right. Okay. All right. So once my oven is preheated, I'm gonna put it in, and I put it in for like 20 minutes or so, and so the rice will be done, because that only takes 20 minutes and I've already put it in, but it stays warm in that rice cooker, and then I will show you the finished project. Okay, I'm back because I'm going to show you what I'm doing for dessert. My cooking style is made for millennials if they don't like to cook, because it's so simple. I just took some strawberries, a little bit of sugar, and now I am putting some cream cheese because it tastes like, you guessed it, cheesecake. So I'll just get that, and the more, of course, you stir it, the better mixed in the sugar and the whipped cream is gonna be. And that's just a simple dessert that I make for them. Sometimes if I have some angel food cake or a little bit of white cake, because my grandpa doesn't like chocolate cake for some reason. I mean, he likes chocolate, but for some reason he always says, no chocolate. So as you can see, just stirring it. All right, so, and usually how I can tell when it's done is you don't get that done mixing, is that you don't get that granule sugar. Oh, and then I also put some of my homemade vanilla in there that I make. I made this last year, and it was starting to get low, so I just added the 80 proof vodka. So it's still good. I made some more this year. I don't sell these. I give them as gifts when the holidays come, for birthday gifts, for engagements. You know, I'll put a little basket together. I owe somebody some vanilla. So yeah. So I just put a couple drops in here, not a lot. And so you can already tell. And I actually might put some chocolate shavings on top of this when I serve it to him. So yeah, I'll just pop that into the refrigerator until dinner is ready. And then I get to lick this spoon. All right, so I put the enchilada casserole into bake at 350, and it's got 16 minutes to go. My rice is almost done, and my calabasitas is simmering. So everything should be ready to go in about 15 minutes. Because I'm gonna add that cheese when there's 5 minutes left of baking. So as you can see, 5 more minutes, so I just added some cheese, and I'm gonna bake it for another 5 minutes. Don't forget to preheat your onion. Did I just say onion? Preheat your oven before you start any prep work. Cooking doesn't have to be hard. It can be so easy. That's what I'm trying to teach my son when he's hungry. I'm like, there's tons of stuff to make, go make it. So yeah, ground beef, some cheese, what's not to like? All right, so coming back at you in 5 minutes. So with just minutes left to go, I'm going to go ahead and I found some dark chocolate. Well, I didn't find it, but I hide it so nobody takes my dark chocolate. And I'm just gonna go ahead and grate some on there, just to give it a little color and a little bit more flavor. And my grandfather doesn't care about presentation, but you can make your food look good. Now, does it look like there's like ants on there or something? But it's still gonna be tasty. All right. Last few seconds to go on the oven. I want you to see what they look like directly coming out, so hold tight. I didn't put enough chocolate. Much better. Clean up my mess. Oh, and while everything was cooking, you can clean up all your dirty dishes, and that goes back into the hiding spot. Don't tell anybody. All right, there's the beet. And this is what it looks like. I don't know how the lighting is. I'm not sure if you're getting this, but that's what they look like. So I'm gonna get ready to plate this for my grandfather. Now, before I started, when I was getting everything ready to do this video, I'm not hungry yet. So let's see if he's hungry. Grandpa! Nash, are you hungry?
What?
Are you hungry?
Yeah.
Now he's hungry.
You bring it over here.
No, you're gonna eat it at the table. All right. Okay, I think we're running. So here I plated it, and he will love it. Oh, look at that. And then here's his dessert. So yeah, that's what I'm feeding him. And just to let you know, I did put salt and pepper on the beef. Anyway, that's it. And thanks for joining me. Please like and subscribe. Leave some comments out that you think I need to improve on, or what else I missed in this video. I'm still learning. So stick with me. Like and subscribe. Ta-ta for now.